Hey everyone, you have reached my review for Ready to Love Season 4, Episode 2, Mix and Mingle. And before I get started, I've had a long week and a half of doing stuff outside of recording. So this is why this video is super late. I want to do my reviews pretty much either the day, that night that it airs, or the day after. It's probably going to be a day after, but today is what, Monday, and Ready to Love started on Friday. So this is super late. So I apologize, but what did I have? Last week was spring break for my kids. I had football games to attend for my son. My other son's birthday is today, but we celebrated yesterday with the party, which went well, by the way. And today is also his birthday as well as first day of school. So I've kind of had a big, long week, and again, all over the place. So I have a little time to do this review, so I just watched it. So here we go. So basically, it starts off by everyone arriving to the house, pretty much, mixing and mingling, meeting each other, introducing themselves, kind of seeing who's connecting to each other. Now, I'm not going to say everything that happened on the show. I'm kind of going to just tell you kind of things that stood out. And the first thing that stood out was Liz and David. They sat around, I think it was by the pool or some sort, and they had a spiritual connection. And one of the things they did was sing, I think it was a gospel song called God Has Smiled on Me. And they actually, sounded good. She sounded really good. She said she was actually in a choir, so that's probably why. But that was a cool connection that they had. So David really was impressed by that. So we have to watch out for that connection. I do want to mention Kyra right now. I know in the first video, I think I said someone else was my favorite. So it's probably going to switch every time, each episode. But Kyra is the one with the green dress on. I really like her. She seems fun, nice personality. She's my age, so I feel like I can really be cool with her. So I'll be on the lookout for her because right now she is my favorite. So I want to see kind of who she connects with, which actually throughout the episode, it seems like she had a few connections anyway. So after they do, the mix and mingling, Tommy does come in, they get together, and he states that there are 10 men and only, oh, no, not 10 women and only 9 men. And everyone was like, oh, what? I didn't even notice. Which they probably noticed that that it wasn't even. I'm sure they did. Somebody did. Out of all those smart men and women, somebody noticed that it was uneven. But anyway, so yeah, he mentions that there's a man missing, and he announces that Chris is coming back. So we know Chris is from last season, which he made a connection with Naya. And so they brought him back because I guess the fans kind of felt like he was done wrong. I personally feel like, hey, he came on the show, he chose to make one connection, and it bit him in the butt. And I don't think that's anybody's fault but his, But I like Chris, so that's cool that they brought him back. What else? He also, yes, did say that he did know that it was a mistake, that he only made one connection. And I know that he specifically is going to come in, like he said, and he's going to make multiple connections because it is a TV show. And that's the name of the game. You can't just make one connection because once that connection is gone, then you have no one. So even I think everybody on the show is going to follow that same pursuit because they saw what happened on last season. Everyone is going to be making multiple connections unless they just meet that one and both of them are evenly staying with each other. But if not, everybody's going to be making multiple connections. I already can see it right now. So after that, they go back to mixing and mingling, and one of the guys states that um, Chris is like a local celebrity for coming, for him coming back. And I thought that was, pretty interesting that he called him a local celebrity and that he thinks he has kind of an advantage for coming back because, I guess all the ladies are like, oh, Chris. But I don't really think that's an advantage, honestly, because last season I like Chris, but I personally, I don't think we would have connected in a way where it would have been a love connection, And I like Chris. I generally like him, but I don't think I would have connected to him as far as, love. So it may not be true about what, did I write his name down? I don't think I wrote his name down. Or what he was saying about him being a local celebrity and might have an advantage. But if you don't connect with somebody, you don't connect with somebody. Just because he was on the season just because he was on last season doesn't mean all of a sudden the women are just going to flock to him. Like, if I don't like you, if we don't gel, we don't have a connection, I don't care that you were on last season. That's not going to work. So I could see what he was saying, but I don't think in this situation, when you're talking about love, that is going to matter, because at the end of the day, you need to make a connection unless it's going to be fake. And I can smell that a mile away. So you try it if you want to. I'm going to call it out if it doesn't seem real. Okay, then you have Alexis and Jason. And Alexis was the curly hair, dark skin, pretty girl with Jason. He was, I think, a coach or a teacher. And they were sitting down talking. And basically, I don't think, if I'm not mistaken, I don't think Jason knew that Alexis' son, like, he was the coach. Or did he know? And he just didn't know that she liked him. I don't remember that part. But anyway, she pretty much let him know that she has been interested in him since the parking lot, I guess, that she saw him in or whatever. And Jason's kind of taken back, kind of surprised that he didn't know. But he does tell us that, he likes it or whatever. But my thing is, to me, she's coming off too, not aggressive, but too strong to me, in my opinion. Like, even if that was true, I wouldn't have told him, like, oh, I've been liking you and da 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 da. Like, I don't like to show my hand to no man. Like, I don't like to show my cards, especially all, at once. The first time we really getting to know each other. Like, I like to play it cool and calm, and collected. And I just felt like she was coming on way too strong to Jason to let him know how she felt. Like, and I'm gonna circle back to that because this is gonna relate to something I say later of somebody else she was talking to. So I'm gonna come back to that. Okay, what's next? Okay, they had this quick scene with Amber and Khalil talking to each other. It looked very dry. Amber was the one, she had her ponytail up and, like, I think braids down. And Khalil with the older man. But anyway, it was dry conversation, very boring. She didn't look interested. She actually seemed like she was trying to ask questions to pull conversation out from him. But she didn't look interested at all. And yeah, she looked very bored. And I can see why. And even earlier in the episode, Tressa, the one with the afro type of curly hair, had mentioned that Khalil had no swag or anything. So it's not looking good for Khalil because he's looking like he's very boring and no one likes him. So we'll see about that one. The next scene, they show Joel talking to a lot of the ladies. I guess this might probably come later on later on in the season, because to me, everyone is talking to everybody. So for them to kind of focus on, oh, Joel is kind of talking to this one and this one. I think they showed like 4 or 5 women he was talking to. But I feel like while they were filming, everybody was talking to at least 4 or 5 women. So I feel like they setting us up for something later on down the line that he's gonna kind of seem like a player, or he's playing more than one, because it's a reason why they put that in there, to tell us that he's talking to so many women. Well, everyone's talking to each other, right? Or am I slow? I don't know. Tell me if I'm wrong about that one. But yeah, it didn't really seem authentic the way they showed us, because he was kind of saying the same thing to everybody, like, oh, you sweet, you good, you know. He was kind of giving kind of his speech or spiel to kind of every lady. So to me, that didn't even seem authentic, you know, because with each person, you're going to have like different things to say. You're going to have different conversations. You know, every guy that I talk to, they draw different things out of me, right? So if you see me on camera, I'm not going to have the same like general conversation with everybody. No. So to me, it seemed like he already prepared for like how he's going to go into each lady, and then whoever catches, that's who he's going to get. So in that sense of what they showed us on TV, yeah. So we get into some of the girls talking about Christian and how he needs to be, I guess, more aggressive, more, which I didn't think she meant. I forgot the light-skinned chick who said that he needs to be more aggressive. Maybe he said assertive. I wrote down she put aggressive, but maybe she said assertive. But anyway, yeah, they were talking about, you know, he needs to, I guess, you know, be more of what they want him to be. And my thing is, that's the whole point of everybody being different. That's the whole point of you having that many guys. Everyone is different. So I didn't understand them getting together and saying, oh, you need to be like this, you need to be like that. Why? This is how he is. If you don't like it, that's fine. Somebody might do. Somebody might. You, and you don't, but somebody will. So that was real irritating when they was sitting there, and then, you know, brought him over and told him this and started asking him questions, which is fine. But again, why does he have to be more aggressive or assertive? Why does he have to act a certain way because you guys want him to? If you guys want him to be a certain way, then find those guys who act that way. Like, I don't understand. Like, that's the whole point of the show. Like, if all the guys acted the same and were the same, you wouldn't even be on here. You wouldn't be interested. That's the beauty of that many men. Like, I mean, I don't mind it. Even if he wasn't my cup of tea, I'm not going to be like, you need to be like this. You need to act like this. Now, maybe they were talking about in the scheme of the show. Maybe they were saying, look, you need to kind of step up your game because you might be eliminated. Like, maybe that's what it was coming from. Like, maybe, okay, I just thought about it, light bulb. Maybe that's where they were coming from, for more of a game, like a game TV show standpoint. Like, you need to step up your game because, you know, we can keep you or not keep you by saying this or that. So maybe that's where they were saying. Because in regular life, like, you're not going to tell me to act a certain way because that's what you want. You know what I'm saying? Go find you somebody like that. But you're not going to tell me to act this way because you don't find it. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah. But anyway, I'm going to give them the benefit of that. But they better not say that shit again for nobody, because I don't change for nobody. Anyway, so the Tommy comes and asks the ladies who they like and dislike. And, you know, of course, everyone gives the rundown of course, who they like, who they dislike. Most common people that, you know, people don't like, obviously, is Khalil and Christian. Honestly, you know, for the purpose of the show and what they've shown us, I'm not surprised. Several ladies have said the same thing about both of the men. So I'm not surprised that they were in the bottom two, basically. Okay. Okay, we get a quick scene with AJ and Kyra to discuss the date that they previously had. And remember, Kyra was telling us she previously dated him, went on a date. She left her card out. She went to the bathroom, came back. It wasn't touched. So basically, she paid for the date. Okay, so that was her issue with AJ. So AJ ends up letting her know, ends up paying for the date. And I guess that made her feel some type of way. So later on in the episode, we'll see them discuss further about the date. So elimination is up, and the first guy to come home, go home is Khalil. So he's gone. No surprise there. We can move on. Next is Alexis and Troy. They are talking outside by the heater lamp. And again, this is where I feel like Alexis, girl with curly hair, seems not desperate, because I don't like that. That's so easy to say for women. But she seems something. I don't know what it is, but she's talking to, I don't even remember the conversation. What did I write? I didn't even remember the conversation, because all I wrote was how she seemed like desperate and already liking him and touching him, and just already to me, it was just overly thirsty. I'm sorry. It was. And I don't even like saying the word. She thirsty. She was looking thirsty, because she was all up in the other guy's face, the basketball coach, earlier, on how she like him and all over. And then now the same day, is not a different day, she all over this guy, Troy. So she seems a little clingy, and just, she gonna attach to whoever she wants to. So I'm gonna keep an eye on her, because if she do that to 2 or 3 more other guys I see, I'm gonna know her game. I'm gonna know what she all about. Okay, so we get to Kyra and AJ discussing the date. And as I said, she went to the bathroom. She came back out. The card wasn't touched, so she let her pay for it. So he gives this, what did he say? The card that I had was out of the game, or something like that. Like, so that was his excuse. He don't know what happened, but, it was out of the game. The card was out of the game. Like, what? Like, what are you talking about? Like, so you had a bad card? Like, what do you mean? Like, what? I didn't really get it, because Kyra acted like she understood what he was saying. The card was out of the game. Like, what are you talking about? Like, tell me what was the reason. Well, like, what? Because the card was out of the game, so you got a wrong card, or what? Because me personally, you either pay with cash, debit, which come out your checking account, or credit card, right? Those are your options. Check, not really for a restaurant. So wasn't cash. So we talking about a debit or credit card, right? Wasn't your debit, because that would mean you didn't have no money, right? Got declined, so it was a credit card. So basically, either the card was closed and you accidentally took it, or you was over the limit and that was the wrong card. I guess. I mean, I don't know how good of an excuse that is. Like, I can count on one hand how many cards I have. So it's going to be hard for me to make a mistake. So all I got to say is I'm going to call BS on that story, because I don't want to hear that you brought the wrong card. Be smarter. You a grown-ass man. You too old to be making mistakes like that. I'm sorry. So, no, I'm not going to give him that. That's BS. But, you can let that slide, Kyra. But, nah, I'm not here for it at all. So, Ronald and Andrea have a conversation about, I guess, what it would be like if they was together. And basically, Ronald was like, if we're together, you're going to be at home. Pretty much, And Andre was like, nah, I'm not here for that. Like, I can work and be a mom at the same time. And I'm not surprised that how Ronald feels about that situation, because in the previous episode we had discussed, both of the flight attendants say that they have trouble dating because men think that they are in other cities, so therefore they got different men all over the place, right? So if men have that perception in their head, why you think they would want their wife, after a baby? Why do you think that they wouldn't want that? They would want you to be at home. They don't want you flying around in different area codes. They don't want that. So y'all wouldn't even get to the baby part. Like, y'all wouldn't even get to that part, because y'all wouldn't even be dating, because most men ain't gonna be dating a woman that's a flight attendant. So I mean, they have already discussed that. They've already told us that they have a hard time dating. So, I'm not surprised, that he feels that way. Like he said, he can't change a modern woman into a traditional one. I'm not mad at that. He want a traditional woman, then go seek that. Like, it's not hard, people. That's what he wants. He laid it out. He wants a traditional woman. He wants somebody who stay at home. Okay, fine. Go find somebody who will do that. I'm not. I work. I'm a flight attendant. It's not hard, and it's not an issue. Like, I promise you, it is not an issue. We just not gonna be together, and that's okay. That is totally okay. So we get to the end. Tommy comes and, pretty much asking the guys the same thing: who they like, who they dislike. They had this little funny moment where no one could say Chrysanthemum's name, so they was like, Tommy was like, you need to, because a lot of the guys were mentioning her as like their favorite, and Tommy was like, you guys need to learn how to say her name, Chrysanthemum. I think in the first episode I had a hard time, but this episode, after I heard her say it, I'm like, it's not that hard. Chris and Theum, 4 syllables, easy. Chrysanthemum. It's easy for me. I got it now. Chrysanthemum, chrysanthemum, chrysanthemum. It's not hard. Now, if y'all messing up her name on the next episode, I'm gonna know something up. Did y'all go to school? Chrysanthemum. It's not that hard. Now y'all stop it. Now y'all want to say Chris because y'all lazy. Chrysanthemum. If my homegirl name was Chrysanthemum, I actually like it now that I keep saying Chrysanthemum. Chrysanthemum. It's easy. Chrysanthemum. Hey, Chrysanthemum. Psst, easy. But anyway, so again, they elimination time. Tommy gets everybody together and surprises everyone and says that they are going to send another man home instead of a woman. And that person will be, surprise, surprise, Christian. So Christian goes home, and that's the end of the episode. Okay, so I totally understand why Christian went home. Not a surprise. I actually think that twist was put in play after they saw how things were going. I don't think that was something they were going to originally do. I really don't. I just think that Khalil and Christian was obviously not connecting with enough people. Like, I really think that's what it was. I really think so. I really think they saw Khalil, that was a given. And then I think as the night went on, Tommy was like, yeah, Christian is not connected with nobody either. So I think they threw that at us, like, because that's what they saw on the screen. I don't think that was planned at all. But yeah, you guys, that was it was okay episode. I think it was still kind of slow, but I think we're still getting introduced to everybody, because that's all we were doing, mixing and mingling, introducing, seeing how everybody vibes. So for right now, it's okay. It's okay. It's going at a slow pace, which I like, getting to know people. Even I'm am remembering more names than I did in the first episode because I wrote everything down. I did not know nobody's name. But yeah, you guys, it was good. So we'll see what happens. Have a couple of connections, not really any that I see right now, but it might change later. So you guys, that was my review for Ready to Love. Please make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. I'm sorry that it is super late. I know you guys have probably seen a whole bunch of reviews. I hate being like one of the last reviews. I don't want that. I want to be putting my review as soon as I see it. But it's okay. I'll do better. I definitely want to be more on time with these reviews. But again, I had a long week, so bear with me. But yes, that is my review, you guys. So I will see you guys on the next episode. Thank you. See you guys later. Bye.